Last time on Dungeons and Dravanians. Arriving moments too late to save Egemir, the brave foreman of Halfstone, unwilling to yield to a horde of tempered Sargon, our companions discovered the object of these beastmen's vicious incursion in a massive deposit of water crystals unearthed by the Calamity. Even as they prepared to pursue the villains into their lair, our party was spirited away in the night to a scene the kind of which Brayflox had prayed she would never again have to face, and a mysterious, unnatural man named Travanche. Will the companions heed his invitation? Will they survive the tempest before them? Find out tonight in the final stand of the Company of Heroes. Hello everyone, hello and welcome back to Dungeons and Dravanians, the second shot of our first one-shot adventure. To perhaps no one's great surprise, but welcome back everyone. It has been a week since we last played, so I hope that recap was helpful to everyone. But I'd like to introduce our players. For this evening, once again, we have Mr. Happy playing Alpha Storm, the Hure Highlander monk. We have Sly playing Varen Miller, the Hure Midlander warrior. And we have, of course, Leek Wibble playing Brayflox All Talks, the Goblin Grenadier Machinist. I think that's all correct. So this is a Final Fantasy XIV tabletop adventure powered by Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and the Final Fantasy XIV compendium designed by Sorensen Asgard, which you can find on Reddit or in the description below, or maybe in chat if one of the mods wants to post that. So before we get back into it, I think we should thank Tabletop Audio. We should also thank Epidemic Sound. We should thank Calico Arucado for a track that is coming up hopefully quite shortly. And of course, we should be thanking our players for once again coming to what was not expected to extend through this week. But again, we shouldn't be terribly surprised. Before we really get started, everyone has just heard this recap. I would like to hear the perspective of our players and our characters, perhaps, on what has happened so far and the predicament that you guys find yourselves in, and perhaps what it is that you are thinking at the moment. Perhaps Alpha would like to start.
My cat's missing. I don't know who this guy is. I just want to get out of here alive at this point. I've been hurt by I've been hurt by one teammate. The other one wants nothing to do with me, and I miss my cat. Okay. That's your whole summary. That's everything that you care about right now. I'm thinking of where's my, like, I was put into this dungeon. I'm upset. I don't know where Aloha is. Okay. I don't know where he is.
All right. Varen, where are you at right now?
Varen's about 90% pissed off. There's a random person who has powers beyond his comprehension. A dead yellow jacket who may or may not have been familiar with Varen. And yeah, I just want to stick my axe into something.
Okay. Fair enough. And Brayflox, what's going through Brayflox's mind right now with everything that's happened?
Brayflox must fix up unright with quick fix and swift hands. Mayhap Brayflox also will use many fire booms.
That's been working so well so far. It's an excellent idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, to set the scene for you guys, you have just had an encounter with a man named Travanche, a tall, white-haired Ellison man, that seemed pretty much immune to your attacks and invited you to some sort of spectacle. He told you guys that if you were interested in seeing what happens next, you should proceed north through the tunnels before disappearing into a strange portal that he seemed to tear into the fabric of reality. You also interrupted, or at least attempted to interrupt, some kind of ritual being performed by a Sahagan priest who inexplicably disappeared into ether once it was completed. You have next to you a massive pile of water crystals that have, again, rapidly begun to dim since this ritual. And what else have we got around us? Of course, you see a pool of blood starting to dry by now on this pier in front of the crystals, seemingly belonging to the freshest of these many, many bodies that have been cast into the water. Some quite new, some very, very old. And this one is a small, it seems to be the body of a Lalafell floating face down on top of the water in the uniform of the Yellow Jackets. You are, of course, in some caverns. You know not for certain where, but I believe you guys were able to intuit that these are probably the caverns that connect up to Mistbeard Cove underneath Western Lenosha. And, of course, beyond the pier, you can see a large stretch of water stretching out into the darkness, which you presume probably heads out to sea, given that not moments ago you heard a large echoing, screaming bellow come from that direction before it disappeared. And now all is silent and still. The crystals are no longer illuminating the cavern, so at the moment the scene is illuminated only by these strange bioluminescent coral formations casting various hues of purple and blue across the stone. What would you guys like to do?
Well, Brayflox will just walk over solemnly to the corpse and ponder a while.
Perhaps corpse is Uplander, the Pathfinder that was missing.
That's right, you were, of course, originally sent here to find a scout that had gone missing, that had been sent to Halfstone, which you had been told was a Yellow Jacket scout that was due back in Aleport a couple of days ago now.
Varen, do you know him?
I'm familiar.
Maybe we should pull him out of the water and get a better look at him.
I'll do it.
Okay.
So Varen goes up and pulls the scout out of the water.
Okay. As you pull the body out of the water up onto land, the water's only sort of waist deep at this point. So as you scoop this body up and roll him over, it is a female Lalafell, and you recognize her as, I think we had a name for her. Hold on. Yes, her name was Karuni Kuro, and she was under your command both before and during the calamity with your levy of the Barracudas.
Whenever I find this Elzen asshole, he's getting the raw end of my axe.
Well, you tried that once before, and it didn't work, so I hope you've got something up your sleeve.
I've got a few things. And then Varen turns, still with body in hand, and walks toward this edge of the cavern.
Okay. You taking the body with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's small and quite light, so you're not encumbered in any way. So,
Right.
Do you guys want to proceed up through the tunnel here, or do you want to spend any more time perhaps exploring at all? As far as you know, this north tunnel will lead towards Travanche and whatever he was inviting you guys to.
Is it only path that we can see?
No. There's obviously back the way you came towards the room that you first woke up in.
Mm-hmm.
You can see down here there is a path, but the water I don't know if you could tell from where you're standing, but the water does rapidly start to become quite deep in this passage. This passage seems largely flooded and sort of flowing in the direction north to south down towards the sea.
Varen's gonna go back toward the cabin just to
Okay.
lay the body of his former compatriot
Okay.
down
Back
where we originally started and where we woke up in the cabin.
Oh, okay. Well, you woke up.
He's familiar.
Yeah, you woke up
Yeah.
down here. So you guys can come
Yeah.
down here if you like.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop the body off.
Okay.
And then kind of say a silent prayer.
Okay. Well, you see again in this sort of makeshift campsite, I think you guys intuited that this is probably one of the many hordes of Mistbeard that are kind of scattered throughout these tunnels beneath Halfstone. And once again, you see various supplies and accoutrements, some rusted and not very serviceable looking weapons, a large pile of hay over here where you imagine people were sleeping. There are a couple of chests over here, and there over here again is this massive sort of 20-foot wide and several feet high pile of gill and gemstones.
Brayflox
All
enters
right,
the
lost
chat.
control.
Many shiny junk.
Yes, that is a lot of jingly shine.
We're not here for that.
Understanding
Goblin.
this predicament. Brayflox is understanding this predicament, Uplander. But Brayflox also makes brain note.
Maybe now is not quite the time.
Okay.
Brayflox is understanding.
Not be the time.
Varen just walks
Brave.
off during that
Uplander is
exchange.
making too much farty noises. FFB off.
Okay, so you're just gonna leave the body here and move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
While this is going on, though, Brayflox will be taking note of the environment. If there's anything of note other than normal Uplander stuff, like any Sahagin-related things, or
No, I mean, you see a couple of like Sargon tridents and pikes and stuff like that lying around with the rest of the various supplies. There's a lot of fresh fruit in these crates and boxes, and I think... No, I'll make you guys roll for this. Someone roll me insight. Actually, I don't think Alpha would be able to intuit this knowledge, but the other two, you can roll me insight if you like.
insight. Okay, click.
Okay.
Oh, started.
No, you guys don't know anything about the dietary habits of the Sargon. You just find it interesting that among the kind of old and rotten stuff, there are a couple of crates of fresh fruit, which is perhaps curious. That's basically it for the Sargon stuff. Again, there were a couple of unopened chests, but you guys don't seem to have any interest in looting at the moment.
There's many interests in looting, but unfortunately, I was bullied.
Okay.
We found what we needed.
Okay.
We've got our weapons, we've got our armor, we've got our wits.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Oceans, no anything else. There's nothing of use to us here.
okay.
Let's want to throw fruit at them.
In that case, as you walk back through this door, you hear another of that awful bellowing scream echoing to your left, out to the west. This time, it sounds like it's further away. And as this scream echoes down the caverns, and you feel the ceiling shake above you, you actually hear an almighty crash down this direction, and the sounds of what you could probably intuit fairly easily is some kind of landslide or cave-in from that direction.
Varen's gonna move that way to check it out.
Okay.
So we'll be
Sure.
using sneaky steps.
Do you want to be sneaky?
Flux will be sneaky steps.
Yeah, we can. Do you want me to roll stealth?
Yeah, roll stealth if you're going to try to sneak.
Okay.
And you're going up this north passage here where there's no water. Okay, that's an 8 for Varen, 23 for
It's
Brayflox.
like the unlight.
Now, here's the interesting thing about stealth checks is that when you, as a character, are trying to be stealthy, you are, like, as far as you know, you're always hidden. You're always being, like, as careful, as sneaky as you can. So I will never tell you whether or not you realize that you're being successful. You always think that you're going to be successful.
Okay.
So, as quietly as you are able, creep down that passage. And you guys can proceed.
Still going down.
Yeah, you can proceed as far as you are able. You have a pretty straight shot here, and in the dim light, again cast from these bioluminescent coral formations, you don't see anything until you guys come to about where you are now, and you see that there has absolutely been a massive cave-in in this part of the tunnel, which you guys were fortunately not standing under at the time, because there are no doubt several hundred tons of rock here that's would have crushed you to death.
Well, it looks like we're not getting out of here this way.
So,
Unless you've got a bomb big enough
Keep
to
safe
take care of
with
this.
mighty booms for now.
So knowing this, Varen turns around and goes back the way we originally came.
okay.
Good discussions we're having here about where we're going.
As you guys turn, you actually notice, I mean, you can always hear the sound of sort of trickling and running water down here, but someone roll me perception.
Someone or all of us?
Any or all.
19?
I don't think we need any more after that.
All right. So Brayflox, and probably Varen as well, but certainly Brayflox can tell that the sound of running water seems to be getting a little bit louder.
Or do I know what direction?
Not really, because these halls are extremely echoey, but they do definitely seem to be echoing down from the west. But it's sort of it's all
As
around
in, like
you.
a gushing, like moving water.
Yes, I don't know. Gushing might be a little bit hyperbolic, but you do get the sense that water somewhere is beginning to move a little faster and a little more strongly than it was before. And as you guys step down towards this tunnel, you can all actually see now that where there wasn't any water before, you are now wading in sort of knee-high, brackish water. And it appears that the cavern where you were standing several minutes ago now is actually starting to flood. And the water from the west is slowly beginning to rise.
We must.
I don't know about the both of you, but I think we need to get out of here.
Yes. Quick feet. Make haste.
Okay.
I've idled around long enough.
Okay. Where would you guys like to go? Which direction would you like to head in?
I have one direction left. That's the way that Elizin fellow went.
Or wants us to go. Yeah. So we'll go that direction. Oh, I'll go that direction.
Brayflox requires upsies.
That's
Do I
true,
need to do
actually.
a roll to carry Brayflox?
No, you don't need a roll to carry Brayflox. That's all right. Although, so as you guys step around to, you guys can move up a bit. As you move up to about here, the water will be at about waist height for the Hures, which means it'll be kind of getting up around Brayflox's eyeballs. So if one of you wants to carry her, that would certainly help her from having to swim.
I'll carry the goblin.
Okay, so I will get you to make a Constitution roll. Are you proficient in athletics?
I am indeed proficient in athletics.
Okay, so I will let you take a Constitution roll with proficiency to basically see if you can easily wade through this water carrying a goblin on your back.
Is there an easy way for me to do that in the sheet with what you set up?
Just roll a d20 plus 2 for your proficiency modifier. Oh, your constitution's +2, so that'll be a +4. Okay, so you have no trouble. Absolutely no trouble carrying her. Okay, so I'll let you guys proceed north up the tunnel in your own discretion.
Now,
Don't move too much, Goblin.
Brayflox has gobby skills to wet paddle, but Brayflox is quite concerned for noisy booms getting all soggy.
Okay, you guys can just bring your tokens up here. You don't have to RP walk the whole way if you don't like. It's quite alright.
She's like doing that gobby breathing in your ear, by the way.
Okay. Now, as you guys start to walk up this tunnel, you notice a few things. Firstly, the water is starting to rise quite rapidly behind you, but fortunately, this tunnel moving up here is on a bit of an incline. It's on about a 30-degree incline that sort of gradually gets steeper and steeper the further up you go. So you're definitely moving uphill at this point. And the further uphill you get, you can hear the sounds of cannon fire, and occasionally the awful bellowing scream from whatever that thing was that you originally heard as Travanche left you in the cavern here.
Goblin, I carried you through the water. I am not carrying you up this hill.
The both of you might want to get ready for what we're about to see outside. And I take my axe and kind of slowly, kind of psych myself up in my head and look back at them and say, well, are you ready?
I don't know what I'm supposed to be ready for.
Well,
all I know is
we
can only go one way through this cave. So I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
You can hear cannon fire, you can hear gunfire, and you can hear distant yelling.
Brayflox was life given ready.
Okay, all right. As it kind of gets steeper and steeper and steeper, you see an opening with a bit of dull daylight peeking through. Would you guys like to climb out of the tunnel?
Can we climb out sneakily?
You can
Or is it
certainly.
too steep?
Oh, you can certainly try. You can certainly try to climb out sneakily. It is quite steep. So I'll get you to make a strength stealth check.
Okay.
So I want you to
How's
roll.
that gonna work?
I want you to roll a d20 plus your strength modifier, and then plus your proficiency if you're proficient in stealth.
I am not. That's my strength.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
One.
That was a
So
strength
D20
save.
plus 1.
This is my strength. Oh, yeah, this is a strength save. You're right.
D20
Right.
plus 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want a
Let's roll
strength
a
save.
D20.
So roll again.
Okay.
16.
16. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Remember, Gobby 5 saves lives.
Okay, so for Varen, that will be a 15 plus 3. Yep. Cool. And for Alpha, that will be a... Okay, but you are proficient in stealth, aren't you? So that will be a 5, 8, 10. Okay. All right. Okay, so you guys try to move out of the tunnel as stealthily as possible. And as you do that, I'm going to have to set up the next scene, what it is that you guys experience. As you guys step out onto the plateau, the first thing you notice as the map loads, if the map will load, it'd be excellent if the map loads. Any moment now, the map will load. There it is. Okay. The first thing you notice is the sky. When you look up, it's as though you are looking at the surface of the ocean from beneath the rolling waves. It's this strange, sort of mottled, dappled light being refracted through, again, what seems like the surface of an ocean. You can see before you Travanche standing on the edge of a plateau, overlooking the scene beneath, and next to him are actually several dead bodies. There are you would suppose perhaps company members, because they're not wearing yellow jacket uniforms or any maelstrom uniforms, and also a couple of large dead chocobo next to this ruined cart with a couple of cannonballs in it. There are 2 cannons set up on the edge of the plateau, actually. And as your gaze moves further beneath, you can see the rest of Halfstone, where you guys were earlier. There is a large battle unfolding. There are about 36 Maelstrom and Company of Heroes soldiers that have basically set up a position with cannons and what looks like harpoons around the edge of the bay. And approaching them, you can see about as many Sahuagin coming from the west. And I'm not going to have like 36 tokens here, so we'll have to use our imaginations. But you can see this battle unfolding down here. And just before it, stretching up out of the bay, you see this enormous serpent about stretching up about 100 feet that is screaming at the soldiers beneath and flailing and snapping at them as it struggles against 2 of these harpoons that have actually embedded itself into its flesh, sort of restraining it and holding it in place.
What the hell is this?
Again, Brayflox's eyes laser upon the great danger noodle, Leviathan.
Leviathan?
Ready, Uplanders. We are in danger. Big oh-nos.
Well, if Travanche here, you can see him. He's about, how far away is he? Oh, there you go. He's about 70 feet away. But you can definitely see him, and you can definitely recognize that it's him standing over these dead bodies and these dead chocobo, just sort of passively watching this scene unfold. If he hears you, he doesn't turn. He just keeps watching.
Is anyone around Travanche?
Apart from these several dead bodies, no.
No. Okay. All right. Varen, again, not giving any fucks whatsoever, begins to kind of, march towards Travanche. And as loud as he can, "Hey, asshole! You want to explain what the hell is going on here?"
Okay. Well, are you guys going to follow him?
Brayflox is more like holding one.
Okay.
Brayflox was holding one hand up, going, "Hold! Don't make quick thinks." And
all right. So at this Travanche sort of feigns surprise and turns to you and says, "Oh, welcome. You got lost down there?"
That's none of your business. Explain what's going on.
Horrible, isn't it? Absolutely ghastly. These fishmen, I tell you, they have quite the imagination.
Fishmen? Sahuagin?
Yes, isn't that
You're saying they did this?
Well, I certainly didn't do this. I could never have conjured such inspired savagery. I merely showed them how.
Well, you're not here for community service, so what the hell did you do?
Sneaky Uplander has just admitted to hand-helping Fishface.
Yes. Well,
and?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised you're not more interested in wondering why I didn't just kill you all in your sleep. Why I decided to bring you here instead. No?
Well, that's a mistake you fucking made. Better question is, why the hell is my compatriot down there dead?
Oh, well, that is unfortunate from a certain point of view, I suppose. I couldn't entirely expect you to understand. To put it simply, if you want to make a fire, you need some dead wood. Dead wood.
and Varen kind of gets this kind of itch, this kind of twitch in his eye, like he really wants this dude dead. He really, really wants this dude dead.
Okay.
Speak true tells. What is Uplander's plan?
It's not so much my plan, to be perfectly honest. Look around you. How would you describe the mortal men of this new era? He says, sort of gesturing down to the scene in front of him. If not as hopeless, it's strange and frankly inexplicable. But the spark of light has just left this realm. See, on one hand, the speaker labors to extend your calamity for some, I don't know, some personal vindication. On the other hand, the emissary feels that this spark is necessary for the next steps. Now, it's my unenviable obligation to make them both happy, which brings us here to, I hope, he thinks for a moment, a catalyst. You three, you showed some initiative, some potential. Your fellows, and again he gestures down to the company members struggling with desperation against these Sahagin and against Leviathan. Not so much. Now, I would merely like to see if you have the capacity to ignite.
Oh,
And you
I'm
think us
ignited,
hopeless?
all right. I'm ignited, all right.
Hold on. You think us hopeless? Hopeless is being a kid in the street with no one to look after you. This right here is a group of people willing to fight. Now, I don't know what you are. I don't know who you're talking about. But I don't need to hear anymore. I'd like to... Is there a way for me to initiate an encounter?
Yeah, I
Here?
mean, you could absolutely just attack him if you like.
Because I want to use the ranged attack, yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, we will have to roll for initiative.
Alrighty.
Very good. Brayflox would see the next sun jump.
Fucking Christ. Such a surprise attack. Minimize Discord, by the way.
I did, didn't I? This again. Ugh. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to have to fix Sly. That's a 17 for Leviathan. And I will also
Hey,
roll
Leviathan.
first for the Sahagin as a group. And then for the... Oh, okay. So they both get the same. All right. So they will be 11. All right. So as Alpha, what do you do when you start to activate this tattoo? You haven't done it before, but like intuitively, how do you think this would kind of look?
It just looks like a standard battle stance, just from afar. It's meant to just look like presenting itself as getting ready for an encounter, for a fight.
Okay.
But I just have to throw the punch out, and it'll go.
Okay. Cool. Well, as you stamp down hard to take this battle stance, Brayflox takes the cue. Actually, what happens with your Pistol of Warning? Now, this would normally give you advantage on initiative, but basically it starts to vibrate in its holster like an old Nokia phone.
Oh.
as you see Alpha in the corner of your eye starting to take this stance,
Okay.
and it almost like magnetically like flips up into your hand as you sort of draw it like pre-intuitively, and before you even realize it, you're raising it. What would Brayflox like to do? You don't have to fire the pistol, to be clear. That's just what happens.
If it's cool. All right. Oh gosh. Let me think. I cannot do gobby quick things. So the scene before me.
Mm-hmm.
There is Leviathan and Sahagin down below.
Yeah. So this cliff face here, you see here,
Here.
is
Yes.
about 50 feet above
Okay.
the floor of the plateau here.
Yes.
Okay. And this cliff face down here to the sea, this is about another 20 feet. Okay. You can see Leviathan pretty much eye level. In fact, a little bit higher than eye level because he's stretching about 100 feet above the water, but he is a good sort of 90 feet away from you, and he is very, very, very much invested in primarily these ballista, these harpoons that are fired into him and kind of holding him restrained here and here. And all of the company and Maelstrom soldiers sort of milled around down here and around these cannons that are blasting at him.
Okay. What about the company of heroes? Are they amongst?
Yeah, the company of heroes members, they're all down here. They're a little bit too far beneath you, perhaps, to recognize many of them, except you definitely do recognize Curious Gorge, who is just, like, spinning like a Beyblade in his warrior AF, and his bravura just bellowing amidst the Sahagin.
Yes. Brayflox does not want to cause an avalanche. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, no avalanches. Yeah. So, first thing that catches our eye is these two cannons and the cannonballs. Now, of course, there is this fellow getting in the way. Does not want to approach. She's going to scoot this way in hopes to...
Yeah, you can easily get to that cannon.
Yeah, she's going to go this way.
Okay.
Is it loaded?
Yes, you notice that the cannon is loaded, and you don't know whether it's aimed directly at Leviathan, but it is aimed sort of in that direction. So if you want to fire the cannon at Leviathan, I will basically let you take an attack roll just without the bonus to hit for the cannon, unless you want to spend an action making sure that it is like perfectly lined up.
Right. Well, she'll scoot over to the cannon, and over her shoulder, she'll request the others to distract the long-legged BP man and take aim to fire.
Okay, so that'll be an action.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so to fire this cannon, is it D20 plus?
It'll be plus nothing because you're not sure that it is aimed perfectly.
Okay, straight D20. Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
So you're just gonna take a shot with it, or are you gonna spend the action trying to?
I will.
Okay. Yeah, it's an action to aim it. It's an action to load it, an action to aim it, and an action to shoot it.
Actually, wait a second. I have a thingy. I have, what is it? Suppressive fire, right? Can I use that on the cannon? When you're using a ready action to prepare an attack, if such attack hits target, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but I would like to ready the action instead of taking it straight away.
Okay, so you'd like to try and use suppressing fire against Leviathan?
Yes, why not? With the cannon.
Okay, fine.
Okay, is that possible?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow it. What would you like to trigger the action?
To trigger the action, basically, once this guy is engaged.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, we can do that, definitely. So as soon as he's engaged, you will fire at Leviathan.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Well, it is Leviathan's turn now, actually. And what he is going to do is he is going to make 2 attacks. And these actually can't miss. I'm looking at the stats of the company members. Yeah, the stats of the company members, these cannot miss, and even with minimum damage, it will actually kill them. So on his turn, Leviathan is actually just going to slam himself down on top of 2 company members as they sort of see him coming and try and like get out of the way. They're caught underneath him and crushed to death. And that is Leviathan's turn. After that, I'm going to go ahead and roll a d20 to resolve the other ones. Okay, and the way I'm doing this, because I don't want to have to roll like 36 turns, is given that the Sahagin and the company members are taking their turns basically at the same time, I'm just going to roll a d20 to kind of resolve what happens between them on that turn. And what happens here is that as you look down, it seems like the company members are actually holding like pretty well against the Sargon that are starting to move in from the west. And there are 2 groups of them around these cannons that are going to actually make 2 attacks against Leviathan with cannon fire. Okay, so the first one is actually going to hit Leviathan, and as it smashes against him, you guys might notice that he's got this kind of shimmering sort of ethereal barrier around his body that the cannonball cracks against, and he definitely sort of recoils a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be a direct hit and doesn't seem to do an awful lot of damage to him. And the second one does not hit. That is a miss. So the second one goes wide and lands far off in the sea behind Leviathan. Okay, that is going to be Varen's turn.
Varen, still seeing red, will Zerk and quickly dashes toward Travanche and yells, "I'll show you, dead wood!"
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, so that is a 12 to hit, which, let me see. Okay.
Oh, I don't like that laugh. Stop laughing.
I don't like this laugh.
Okay, cool. So as you go to attack him, how are you doing? Are you like jumping up in the air, bringing the axe down? How are you swinging at him?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a dash and then a leap.
Okay.
And then a swing, an overhead swing with all of his might.
Okay. So as you are leaping through the air, swinging down towards him, Travanche holds up a hand and begins to hover a couple of feet up in the air, basically to come up and meet your axe attack. And he catches the blade of your axe in one hand, and as it collides, you see basically this flash of ether run up his arm as this red glyph appears in front of his face. This shadow is cast out from his feet across the ground beneath him in a circle, and these dark tendrils of ethereal fire will lick up his boots and up his legs until they're basically engulfing his whole body. There we go. So. Okay, so what this is going to do is cast Shadow of Moil, and you are going to take some damage from that.
No.
You're going to take 10 necrotic damage as he catches your axe and just effortlessly pushes you back as these tendrils of dark ethereal fire basically wrap up the handle of your axe and up your arms.
Well, that's awful. So, I guess does this count as him being engaged?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Ugh. All right.
So you want to roll a d20 to take a shot against Leviathan, right?
Straight d20?
Yeah, straight d20 because you haven't taken the action to aim it.
All right, fair
So
enough.
it's facing in
So,
vaguely the right
just-
direction.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Go ahead.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
That's a miss. That is a miss. Okay,
This
so
is fine. This is fine. I also want Leviathan's attention, so
you take a shot against Leviathan, and it just goes wide, a good sort of 20 feet to the left. Alpha's turn.
I guess I gotta keep him busy. I don't know how I'm gonna do it after that, but I am not getting in range of him. All right, I think I was gonna move 40, yeah. So I'm gonna move over here just to split up a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do my best to keep him busy with a ranged attack.
Okay,
With
now
my Eldritch Maul.
I assume you're activating your tattoo here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will actually take your bonus action, which means that it's active for the next minute, so the next 10 rounds, but for this turn, you can only make the one attack.
That's fine.
Okay, so you're going to make an Eldritch Maul attack against... Yeah, you're just in range of Travanche. Okay, now this is the first time that you're actually using the tattoo and using this attack, so could you describe for us what it looks like?
It just looks like a lightly tinted bluish wave of energy. Very, very dim, but with a great deal of force. Basically extends the force of my actual punch forward.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, roll the attack. Okay, and that will absolutely hit. So now click in the chat box on Eldritch Maul, and it'll resolve the damage for you. Okay, all right. 14 damage. Okay. That's a solid hit. So this one does actually hit Travanche as he pushes Varen back. You sort of run past and behind and take this swing at him while he is apparently distracted. And it hits him like pretty heavy, and he's still floating in the air, but he sort of like gets pushed a couple of feet and swings around and sort of glares at you. And he says, well, I wouldn't ordinarily indulge myself for such a direct intercession, but, you know, this latest rejoining has filled me with such wonderful vigor, and I confess I've been curious to see how it might be applied. And he turns to you, Alpha, and with his legendary action, he is going to cast Eldritch Blast in your direction. So he holds
legendary actions.
He holds out a finger. Is 14 hit?
My armor class is 15.
Okay, all right, cool. So he holds out a finger, and this blast of ethereal fire comes shooting towards you, and you manage to... I'm going to say that Alpha does a backflip, and it strikes the ground where he was just standing as he flips out of the way. It is now... Oh my goodness, it is Travanche's turn. Okay.
He hasn't gone yet.
No, he hasn't even had his turn yet. That's right. He's going to turn, and he is going to hold out both of his hands and chant something under his breath in an unimaginable infernal language. And he is going to cast Burning Hands on the two of you, which actually can't hit Brayflox. All right. Well, he's committed to it, so it's basically not quite going to reach you, but it is absolutely going to reach Varen.
It's going to burn the cannonballs, sad.
Okay, so I need Varen to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, that is a fail, so you will take 11 fire damage. And the cart here, where these cannonballs have been neatly stacked, this sets on fire the body of 2 company members, and the chocobo lying next to them, they also set on fire, and you start to smell this awful, acrid smell of burning flesh. It comes just short of Brayflox. Fortunately for Brayflox, not all the cannonballs were on this carriage. There are a couple stacked up neatly next to the cannon. You've got about half a dozen cannonballs stacked up.
What's the second roll for in the saving?
The second roll is in the case of it being either advantage or disadvantage. You take that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Varen, you might need to back up a little bit.
Now, actually, as he finishes...
This guy is pretty tough.
As he finishes this turn, this aura is actually going to fade. So this sort of explosion of ethereal fire that came out sort of from the ground beneath him is sort of going to be drawn back in and sort of coalesce back into his body until he's just sort of radiating with this dull purple glow. His turn, is it? It is Brayflox's turn.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, after sidestepping and trying to get out of the way of the awful smell.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So the cart's on fire, the bodies are on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just mark, so just to remember.
That's perfect. That's beautiful. Here? Yeah, that's beautiful.
Cool. Let me think. So Brayflox's goal was actually trying to get Leviathan's attention away from her friends down below.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the cannon fire wasn't really to damage Leviathan per se.
Mm.
But what's really noisy? I know. I have a really noisy thunder boom. So, Brayflox is going to turn. How many?
So you can throw your bomb 30 feet.
She's going to throw it here.
Mhm.
Because she doesn't want to hit Varen. It creates Thunderwave as a spell.
Yeah.
Creates a wide boom noise that could be heard 300 feet away.
Oh, yes.
So she wants to make a hell of a noise, basically. And if it hurts him, that's like the cherry on top, right, guys?
Oh, so
okay.
this will actually just cast Thunderwave. All right, so
yes,
tell us
Thunderwave.
Tell us what he has to do. I'm pretty sure. Okay, there we go. It's a Constitution save.
So
okay,
it would be my tech saving DC probably,
which is 14, I believe.
13. Not
13.
14.
Okay, 13.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so
Really?
Travanche is absolutely going to get hit with this thunder wave for, first of all, for 6 damage, 6 thunder damage, and I believe you get to push him in a direction. Do you?
Do I?
I'm pretty sure with Thunderwave. I'm pretty sure Thunderwave has a knockback. You can push him in a direction of your choosing.
Oh, wonderful. Let me have a think about that then. Yeah, 10 feet away. That's what
10
it is.
feet. Okay. Okay.
Yes. I could just like make it go off the edge, but you can fly, so that's kind of needless.
He is floating, yes.
Yeah. This is a way though. Oh my gosh. I guess into the cannon.
So this Thunderwave hits him as he has his back turned to you and is firing Eldritch Blast at Alpha. You hit him in the back with a bomb. And he kind of turns and looks as this bomb sort of collides harmlessly against his back and then explodes, and there's this deafening boom as he gets knocked and kind of hits the cannon, sort of falls against the cannon. And there is, what did you say, can be heard 300 feet away? Yes. Okay. So Leviathan definitely heard that, and Leviathan turns to regard you, Brayflox. And as a legendary action...
Is this tempered bad end, guys?
Okay.
Oh no.
A large wave is going to coalesce before Leviathan, and as it rolls, rather than breaking, it's going to roll up into these 3 large watery orbs.
Oh my gosh.
And 2 of these, he is going to fire at the cannon that you're standing in front of, and one of them is going to fire at you. So I will roll. I'll roll the one on you first. Okay, so you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex saving throw. All right.
DC 21.
Aha! I don't think I'll ever be able to get. Oh, I got +5. I could if I roll high. Come on. No.
You're going to take. You're going to take 16 bludgeoning damage.
Am I down? I'm down.
Okay, Brayflox is down, and the cannon is just going to explode into shrapnel.
Cool.
Okay, Brayflox is down, which means
Brayflox all slapped.
which means on her next turn she's going to have to start making death saving throws.
Yes. Okay. This is a learning experience for the other 2, clearly.
It is now Leviathan's turn. Leviathan is going to make a strength check to see if he can break free of one of these harpoons that has entangled him, and he is going to succeed. So one of them, as he flails about and reaches down and snaps at one of these ropes with his jaws, he's actually going to snap it. So now he's only restrained by 2 of these ropes rather than 3. And that is actually going to be his entire turn. So it is now Varen's turn.
Varen kind of reeling, still like after the fire and the knockback, he's kind of reeling, but he's still angry. So he's at a little bit of a range after he got knocked back and after Travanche got knocked back. So he's going to use this range to throw the Hellsguard Tomahawk. So I'll go ahead and roll for that.
Yeah, you go ahead and make an attack roll. That's a crit. Okay, cool. So Go ahead and click it for damage. It should automatically roll for the crit damage. That is, oh my goodness. Okay, that is going to be 10, 15 damage. Woo.
Wait.
Mhm.
Oh, it already did the crit calculation.
Yeah, that did.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. You throw this tomahawk as Travanche gets pushed basically forward into this cannon, strikes a cannon. You're going to lob this tomahawk behind him. As it leaves your hand, it makes this little sonic blast and flies like way faster than you would expect it to. And you kind of look at your own arm like quite incredulous, like how the hell did I just throw that thing that hard? And it strikes him in the back. And as he sort of reels around to sort of grab at this tomahawk, it actually disappears and reappears back in your hand. And that hurts quite badly. You can actually see that Travanche appears to be quite injured at this point, but he pushes himself off from the cannon and begins to float once again, and sort of shakes his head and clears his throat and says, "Well, just as I thought. Your essence is not so frail as these others. Perhaps you can be awakened." And as a legendary action, he is going to raise both of his hands to the sky, and the scene around the three of you actually sort of evaporates at this point. You're still on the plateau, but you can't see Leviathan, you can't see the battle, you can't hear any of the sounds of battle. It's just silent and still, and these rolling dark gray clouds begin to coalesce above you and break into a star shower. And I would like the two of you, not Leek because she's unconscious, but I'd like the two of you to roll d6s.
Just one
roll
d6.
for warrior light.
Just roll a d6. Okay, Haps rolls a 1, and
Sly rolled a 4.
Sly rolled a 4. Okay, so this was not terribly likely to happen. Varen, you feel a little disoriented, but that's really sort of the nature of the illusion. Nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
But Alpha, you see next to you, his eyes are just kind of empty and roll back into his head. And he sort of stands there swaying on the spot. He's now paralyzed. But Alpha has an experience. And perhaps maybe I'd like you to describe what Alpha sees in this first echo vision.
He sees Travanche having a monologue to himself after he left the cave, talking about the calamity and the rejoining,
Okay.
and the plan, similar to what he conveyed to us, but with the names La Habrea and Elidibus,
Okay.
as opposed to the speaker and the emissary.
Well, you are going to replenish all your resources, and you are now immune to being charmed or dominated. And furthermore, you can understand all languages. However, you are paralyzed, and you will be paralyzed until the beginning of your next turn. There, actually, we are going to take the turn for the Sargon and the Company of Heroes. So I'm going to roll again for them. And the way I'm basically doing this is if it's over a 10, it's favorable for the company, and if not, it's favorable for the Sargon.
And what if it's on 10?
Okay. Well, if it's on 10, it's favorable for the Sargon. Okay, so you see the Sargon sort of rally and push forwards, and they cut down. Okay, oh geez. Okay, so they actually cut down 4 company members. Okay, so they're down to that, and sort of move up in the position of this first cannon, and basically seize this first cannon. And on the company's turn, they're actually only able to get off 1 cannon shot onto Leviathan. And it seems like that is a miss. Yeah, so that actually goes wide. Now, it is Alfred's turn, but he is paralyzed and in a stupor and drooling a little bit. Make a Constitution saving throw to see if you can shake out of this at the beginning of your turn here. Okay, you know what? Actually, yes, you can. You can sort of shake out of that. So you sort of shake your head and snap out of it. But, you know, Travanche has absolutely noticed what happened there and looks at you with this very sort of self-satisfied curiosity, and he doesn't say anything, but he's smiling at you.
Smile at this. What's the range on my melee, on my ranged attack?
15 foot.
15. All right, just to take an inch. Can I use a bonus action to throw Varen a potion instead of flurry of blows, for example?
Yeah.
I probably have to do I probably have to do a roll for that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, how far away is he? I will make you.
Oh, I'm gonna move up a couple of feet first.
Okay, all right. I would make you roll for that. So
Yeah, right there.
if you want to take a potion, it costs an action, but I'll let you toss him a potion for a bonus action. That's fine.
Is there a way for me to throw it? Well, I'd imagine I have to do a roll for this. If I throw it with intent of it healing him this turn, as opposed to him using it on his next turn.
You want to like open it and throw it at his mouth?
Yeah.
Or
Listen, if he gets attacked again, he's dead. I don't want to be alone.
Or the potion just like
Say,
breaks on my body.
Yeah, I just toss it against his hardened body and it just breaks and splatters all over.
Yeah, he would have to ingest it. So I'm gonna say no. You can absolutely toss it to him.
Right, I'm gonna use my bonus action to toss him a potion for his next turn then.
Okay.
And
all right.
I'll
let you. What's your dexterity? I think I'll just let you do that. I find it hard to conceive that you wouldn't be able to. Yeah, with 16 dexterity, I find it hard to conceive that you would fail to throw an orb 10 feet to your buddy. So that's fine. You can do that.
And then I'll use my normal action for another Eldritch Maul, because I am not going anywhere close to this guy.
Okay, roll the attack. Okay,
No.
yeah, that's not gonna hit. That's not gonna do it.
No, it won't. It really won't.
Okay, so you throw a punch at him, and as this sort of ethereal wave resonates from the tip of your fist, Travanche is expecting it this time, and he just kind of spins out of the way in the air, and it has no effect. Okay.
Damn.
So, with that, it is Travanche's turn, and he continues to smile at you and regard you with, again, this sort of very self-satisfied curiosity, and says almost to himself, "Oh, I knew it was the right idea to bring you here." So he is actually going to move over towards you, and he's going to hold out his hand and say to you, "I hope you wouldn't mind sparing just a bit of that burgeoned density of yours." And he is going to cast Vampiric Touch on you. So he's basically going to reach out a hand towards your chest. And that is going to be a 13 to hit. So as he reaches out his hand, you sort of block it and step away. Okay, cool. And he sort of tuts at you. Oh, very well. All right. It is now Brayflox's turn.
Okay, here we go. So 10 and
death
above,
saving throw.
It's the save.
Yeah, 10 and above
Yeah.
is a save.
1d20. Yeah.
Okay, cool. You can mark
I succeed
one
once.
successful death saving throw. Cool.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that is Brayflox's turn.
That is it. I'm doing what Brayflox does best.
So we're back to Leviathan, and he is going to try to break out from another one of these restraints, and he's absolutely going to succeed. Okay, so there is only one rope now restraining Leviathan. Okay, with that we will also, because they're all on 11. Okay, so the Sahagin begin once again to sort of rally and press forward, and you watch as they cut down 3 more company members. However, they haven't quite pressed up far enough to take all of these cannon batteries. So the company heroes members are going to basically try and reaffirm this defensive position, and they're actually going to get off 2 cannon shots this turn. I'm keeping track of things correctly. Okay, so the first one is absolutely going to hit, and the second one, oh my goodness, okay, is going to hit. Okay, so as the second one hits, you actually see this ethereal barrier that's surrounding Leviathan's body actually begin to sort of chip and crack, and you hear a couple of elated yells from the company of heroes as they sort of take this as a good omen and begin to perhaps even find their second wind with any luck. Okay, it is now Varen's turn.
Can I use my bonus action first before I attack?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll use my bonus action to use the potion.
Okay, it actually costs an action to use a healing potion.
Oh, God.
So you'd have to Relentless, I think, as a bonus? I don't even know
Now,
how it works.
what you can do... Am I wrong about that, Leek? It takes an action, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's an action to consume a potion.
Yeah. So what you can do, if you want to, like, two-fist it, you can use the potion and then still throw your axe or shoot with your offhand, but you will basically not get some proficiency bonus, I think is the way it works for dual wielding, right? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we can do that.
All right. Okay. So take the potion. It is a potion of healing. So you will get back, I think it's 2d4, but let me check. Got it here. Yeah, 2d4 plus 2. Okay. 5, so 7. You regain 7 hit points. And then you can make an attack roll. Yeah, roll your axe, and basically we just take -2 away from the 2 hit. And, well, unfortunately, that is going to miss. Okay.
Okay.
So you throw the tomahawk again, and it goes wide. Basically, he ducks his head out of the way, and it keeps sailing past him. And then you sort of reach out, and it begins flying back towards your hands, and he sort of dodges again as you catch it again.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Alpha.
Recognizing the continued threat of this guy being anywhere near any of us, after seeing what he did to Varen and what he just tried to do to me, I'm going to move first to get out of range to create some distance again. And I'm going to keep abusing the heck out of this ranged attack that I have.
Okay. All right. So how many attacks?
I'm just trying to figure out what direction I want to go first.
Okay.
I'll retreat back here. I don't want to get closer to Leviathan. I'm trying to get closer to Leviathan. Not that I think he'd miss me anyway. And then I'm going to make my maul attack, and then I'll go for a flurry of blows after that.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
I'll roll the maul first.
That is not going to hit. He once again manages to dodge out of the way. You can still
Now, if
take
I
the
click
flurry,
flurry of
however.
blows, will it do 2 rolls, or do I have to just click Eldritch Maul 2 more times?
Yeah, you just have to roll it twice.
Okay.
Okay. So that's going to cost you 1 chi.
Yeah.
And okay, that is that's only a 10 to hit and a 13. Okay, so they both miss as well. So he's like just very deftly sort of spinning and ducking through the air as you launch these attacks at him, and not a single one of them will land. Okay.
Punch his smug face. Punch him.
Yeah.
No.
All right. It is Travanche's turn again, and he is going to come at you once again, and he hasn't taken any damage, so he hasn't had to make any concentration saving throws. Okay, cool. So that means he will freely make another vampiric touch attack against you. He's going to reach out again and try the same thing.
And he'll miss again.
And that is a critical miss. Okay, so you managed to dodge again. So the two of you are just kind of engaging in this almost like Dragon Ball style, sort of like half floating exchange of unarmed melee blows that are not connecting with each other. Okay.
Great.
And that is Travanche's turn. So we're back to Brayflox.
Welcome back, Brayflox.
Okay.
Maybe.
Glad you woke up.
Maybe. Hey, if roll 20, maybe. Okay, here we go. Go. Ooh.
All right.
Okay. One more.
Yeah.
One more and I'm back.
Well, you rolled a 2.
I'll
That's
be
me. That's my roll. I rolled a d20. So don't worry
I
about
got so confused. All right. All right, that's one failure. I'm going to be on the floor for a while, I think.
Okay.
Yes, tit for tat.
All right.
Oh, that really threw me.
10.
Okay. Ugh. You rolled at the same time.
I saw the 2. I knew.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Varen, you hear this whisper in your head. Actually, you know what? You can roll me perception. You do recognize this voice. You hear Perbelow's voice whisper in your head. She says, count to 3, and then hit the deck.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, now Leviathan is going to make 2 more slam attacks, 2 against 1 of the cannon crews. And again, they actually both hit by default and kill by default. So he basically reaches out, snaps out with his jaws, and just tears apart 2 more Company Heroes members that you see beneath you with just a horrible, horrible noise. And you notice that the company's forces are quite rapidly beginning to dwindle now. With that, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw with advantage, Varen.
Okay.
Okay, that's probably not going to do it. You are going to take 1d4 bludgeoning damage, and you're going to be knocked prone as you see sailing overhead, basically like straight into your chest, is a carbuncle, a large, not quite the size of a chocobo, but like a pretty large carbuncle. So astride this carbuncle are 3 figures. The first one is Perbelo, whom, as this carbuncle leaps into the air towards you, she actually jumps off the side to land next to Brayflox. Okay. The other figure on the back of this carbuncle, sort of quite comically hanging onto the waist of Perbelo, is Weiskate, and he will leap off next to you and just kind of glare at you and say, "Why the bloody hell didn't you duck, son?" And you also notice that sitting behind them is Aloha Dwayne the Cat Johnson. And, and Aloha will jump off and skip over towards Alpha,
Buddy?
trying to give Travanche a wide berth in so doing. Okay.
And you said I take 1d4 damage?
Yeah, you take 1d4 and you're knocked prone. Okay, Weiskate's actually going to take his turn now. As he jumps off, he is going to take a swing at Travanche, which with his great axe. And that is actually not going to hit. Travanche is going to dodge out of the way and glare at these newcomers, these uninvited newcomers, as he does so. Okay. Then it is Pebelo's turn, and she, as she lands next to Brayflox, is going to reach out her hand and cast Cure Wounds on Brayflox, who's going to recover 12 hit points.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay.
Many thanks.
And then she makes some kind of joke about cavalry, which Brayflox can't really understand as she kind of groggily climbs to her feet again. Okay, cool. It is now Varen's turn.
So I'm going to have to use an action to... extra action to get up or an action to get up?
No, it just costs you half your movement to get up.
That's
Okay,
right.
well, never mind. I'm not moving. I'm not even moving anyway.
Get him.
Is there anything in my trajectory between me and Travanche?
No, well, Weiskate is standing next to you.
Okay, good. As I kind of get up, still angry, I'm like, 7 hells, you're fucking fat.
Who was Kate?
Yeah.
He's pretty big.
Carbuncle, but no.
He is pretty big.
Yeah, not even the carbuncle or purple. I was like, 7 hells, you're fat, man. And then I'd take my tomahawk and lob it at Travanche again.
That will hit. So you can roll damage.
Wait.
Yeah, 19 is a crit.
On.
Okay. So roll it. And then roll another 2d6. Okay, so that's 11. And then roll another 2d6. Jesus Christ. Okay. I want you to tell me what happens with this attack.
After I shrug Skate off, still pissed off, I lob this tomahawk as hard as I can, like really gunning for Travanche's head.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily hit his head, which is what I wanted it to.
I'll tell you what it does. I'll tell you what it does do. It does kind of collide. It's like a straight shot right at his face, and it collides with the glyph. And the glyph actually like cracks and dissolves and dissipates. And he actually drops to the ground. He's still on his feet, but he's not flying. And he looks at you and he says, "Well, I see I should have expected that even some mundane souls could make use of this extra density. Perhaps we should try something different."
Spiritual fucker, did you just call me fat?
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. Now, Travanche is going to take a legendary action here, and he is going to raise a hand and cast it towards the ground next to him, where you see a similar shadow beginning to spread with these dark flames licking up from it. And then you hear a grumbling and a roar, and you see a massive fist punching out through the ground out of this portal and grab onto the side and begin to pull itself up and out.
What?
And
how?
I'll let you take an Arcana check if you like.
Oh my god.
Saw that coming. Well, when he said a fist, I figured out what it was.
Does someone want to make an Arcana check?
Yeah.
Does only one person get to make one?
You can all make an Arcana check if you like. That's fine.
I don't know that we need more than one.
Okay.
I'm still recovering from near-death
Who crit Arcana there? Varen crit Arcana.
Me.
Okay.
Yep.
Varen, you know exactly what this is. This is a voidsent. This is an ogre. It is a horrid but not very intelligent voidsent. And you know that it's basically just a big meat shield. A big, heavy-hitting meat shield. And then, I guess we're going to have to give it a turn. I'm starting to get a little busy here.
You don't have to. Just saying.
I feel like I probably should. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ignore that.
No.
Okay. I'm just going to roll 4. All right, so it is Alfred's turn.
And I am going to make continued strikes against Travanche. I will not. I want to do something cinematic where when he dodges the swing from, what's his face, I get behind him. But I know that actually caused an opportunity roll. So I don't want to do that. I'd assume that would force an opportunity roll.
Just out of interest, are you injured?
No, I still haven't taken a hit.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jeez, you've been rolling good. Okay, well, if you want to take an attack roll against Travanche, you go ahead.
And this is a regular unarmed strike, also, not an Eldritch Maul. I mean, there's no difference. I'd assume there's, because I think all my basic attacks also still.
Yeah. It's still, +1. Yeah, it's still Eldritch Maul, even if it's not ranged, while you've got the tattoo activated.
Yeah, so I might as well just
Yeah,
roll
so it's
Eldritch.
the same.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyway. Oh no, it doesn't.
Okay.
It hits.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. Let's. Oh. That was, sorry, I didn't mean. I guess that can be my attack for the second one. I'll roll all 3 of the hits, and then I'll roll all 3 of the damages.
Okay,
right.
well,
one misses. Yeah, one of the flurry of blows misses.
Well, one of them crits as well.
Yes.
So I want you to roll me. Well, you can actually that'll automatically calculate the crit. So just hit the first one and the last one.
That's the first hit.
Oh my goodness.
And then this is the crit.
11. Okay, here I go. It's 11, 21.
Oh, it's the damage split. Okay,
20,
I just read it. Yeah, so
28, 30, 34. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking really, really bad. You just...
missed, he'd probably be dead.
Okay, so as he lands on his feet and pulls this voidsent out of the ground, I feel like he's sort of like in the middle of summoning this voidsent when you just launch yourself at him, and with this flurry of blows, you just send him reeling and stumbling, and now that his glyph is kind of cracked on his face and disappeared, you can actually see there's blood coming out of the corner of his mouth.
Gasp.
As you hit him for, what did we say, 34 damage. Good lord.
Oh, man.
Okay, all right.
Listen, the voidsent's fresh. We need to take him out before we deal with that.
All right. He is going to... Actually, he's going to have to roll concentration a few times there. So how many times do you hit him? You hit him twice. Twice, okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to roll 2d20. Second hit is... okay.
The second hit alone is 23.
23.
Yeah.
So let me see. Yeah, if we round up... Yeah, which I think we do. Okay, so you've actually broken his concentration, so he can't use... he's lost concentration on vampiric touch. So this kind of purple glow that was around his hand that he was trying to hit you with actually dissipates as well. Okay, so with that, he is going to...
Run and give me an attack of opportunity. That's what he's going to do. 'Cause he's scared now.
Yeah.
Okay, as he kind of fails to block this flurry of blows that comes at him, he's actually going to step back and he's going to raise his hand up. And you see in this hand is going to convalesce a dark, shadowy blade. A long sort of katana-looking blade of pure darkness is going to appear in his outstretched hand. And he's going to wipe the blood off the corner of his mouth. And his smile is definitely gone. He's definitely less impressed with himself now. And he's going to take a swing at you with this blade. Okay. That is going to be a 21 to hit. And you got very lucky. You're going to take 2 psychic damage. Jeez. Escaping rapidly flooding tunnels somewhere beneath Halfstone, our party emerges to the scene of a raging battle. There to face the Ascian Travanche, a hulking voidsent, and the dreaded icon Leviathan, whilst their companions hold desperately against waves of fanatic Sargon storming the valley below. Even with a mysterious gift awakening in the monk Alpha Storm, and timely reinforcements to pull them from the brink of death, our heroes feel the maws of the Seven Hells poised to devour them. Is this it for the company of heroes, or will they yet snatch victory from the jaws of annihilation? Find out next time on Dungeons and Dravanians.